Hello everybody and bright blessings. I'm Lady Leeanna with another edition of Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy, where we are currently taking apart the major arcana by 2 cards at a time per show and mowing those over. The symbols, going over them very deeply, as well as the upright meaning and the reversed meaning. Trying to give you the most in-depth meaning as we can possibly do on each individual card. And on this particular show, what I'm highlighting is judgment, bad judgment, the lovers, and the broken lovers for your knowledge and wisdom. How would you say that? FYI? Okay. Anyway, so let's start with judgment first off. Well, you have an angel that's way overhead, hidden by the clouds from man's actual physical eyes, and that's what the clouds mean. But the angel is summoning people from below to awakening. And this is symbolized by the flag, which is a red cross on a white flag. Equilateral red cross on a white flag strapped to the horn, which is trumpeting over to the humans below and awakening them. Now, the reddish looking wings on the angel represents the blood of life, as does the red in the cross, and the white, purity, of course. And so blood of life, purity, together can represent birth, like the birth of a child. Or if it's attached to a trumpet and it's summoning adult individuals, it would be representing rebirth of life, because obviously they're not newborns. And so it's awakening people. It's bringing them into change, and they're celebrating it and reaching for it because they know that it's good for them. And all of this is very important within the cards. The people are actually rising up out of what looks like coffins in this card, which are kind of floating out in the water, all of them. And you see land on the farthest side, which they're not on. You do see trees there, and so they're kind of out in the water being cleansing, pure, and as I've said in other shows, cosmic mind stuff. The deep subconscious. And basically, all this card is trying to tell you is awakening changes of position, good judgment or resolution, sound success, awakening in life, being reborn, coming out of a stagnant place, and out of contentment to reach for something higher. A celebration of life, happiness, and rejuvenation, and being held by a higher hand of power, being watched over by one in high places, probably a guardian angel, or the God system themselves watching over you, having a good use for you, having a very important job for you, a destiny. And these people, they're representing you. They're aspects of yourself. Being nude, being naked, it's you within your pure and true form that they're calling on. And that represents honesty and freedom within yourself. Let's see. So basically, awakening, change of position, renewal, rewards, rejuvenation, awakening from a state of contentment into wanting more, being less than content, but in a good way, being ready to accomplish goals, changes of life for the better. Okay? And so it's a very good card. In the upside down position, the card can go pretty dark. It does mean rebirth still, because the flag is still there, the horn is trumpeting, But you may be being summoned by something far more dark, for one thing. Entering into a phase where you're very negative, very doubtful, pessimistic, unrealistic, not true to yourself, not honest with anybody around you, and something very dark is calling you into a bad destiny. Could represent basically someone who could hurt themselves. It could represent you and the idea that you may want to hurt yourself. It could represent bad choices or bad judgment leading to depression. Okay? And depending on the cards that are around it, it would help you to determine which of those meanings are clearest for you, which ones it is really trying to connect into. And so that is your Judgment card in its entirety. Now we have the Lover's card, a very beautiful card. Another one with an angel looming overhead, overpowering over everything, wings outstretched in the most magnificent ways, sun carried on her or his back, of vibrancy, of joy, of attainment. And that's what this card really means. Now, the red in the wings represents the blood of life again. And also celebration, love within the sexual arena of things. Now, the hair on this angel is of many different colors, very spiky, very fire-like, basically representing passion is what it's trying to say. But it also has elements of true and pure love, which are quite different from each other. Pure love is that which would be like from a mother and a child, or a father and a child to child. And true love would be like that from a man to a woman, or a lover situation where they have very deep emotions. And of course, you know what sexual love is. But the angel is hidden yet again in a cloud, which means that which is unseen. But a lot is being orchestrated from above. A love is being brought together by destiny or by the higher power. And the suit that the angel wears is actually purple in the card I have, which actually represents power in its purest form. And the angel is orchestrating love, which is going on below, as well as growth and strength and wisdom. The wisdom through the snake spiraling down the fruit tree behind the lady, and the oak tree springing up behind the man, and a hill rising up between them. Evolution within life through love. Growth within oneself by obtaining a balance with another. Wisdom and knowledge of both parties coming together to orchestrate that which they want. A love which is imminently going to happen. And so basically in the upright position, that's what it's saying, is a love that is on the verge of happening, or a love that's happening right now. Let's see. In the vibrancy, it's showing a passion that's far great. It's showing a strength within it through the oak tree behind the man. And it's showing it to be fruitful, meaning very positive, and it's going to bear some fruit to this person. And even if a love is not going to be forever, and not all loves are, you know, there are those things that we have to learn from. And so regardless of whether a relationship goes good or bad, whether it stays together or fails, there's something we acquire from it, even if it's knowledge and wisdom. And that's what this card is trying to dictate to us. So basically, it's saying a love that is fruitful in one way or the other, regardless of whether it's forever or not. And I'm telling you, people change and paths change. There's no way you can sit there and tell someone their entire future from now to the time they die. It doesn't happen because free will dictates that things change. Now, if you stay within a year as far as your reading goes, if you do, like, say, a yearly forecast on someone or a 3-month forecast on someone, then more than likely it's going to stay. Unless they don't like what you're saying and they use that knowledge and wisdom to change it, because knowledge and wisdom is power. Anytime you have knowledge and you can change things, then it would be to your benefit if you did, and it was negative to begin with, the way it looked. And the cards are reading on the path the subject is on now. This is what is bound to transpire. And so, when there are negatives within the cards, that's what we're here for, people, is to help that client with their knowledge and wisdom of this so that they can change that and make it more positive for themselves. And the Lover's card is generally a pretty positive card. It says that at least for this much time, this love is going to transpire to be above everything. And it's going to bear fruit, and it's going to grow, and it's going to nourish you in one sense or another, and strengthen you in that regard. And so that's what you would convey to them. Now, in the upside down position, it shows a love that is destined to fail. It's unfruitful, that the subject of the reading should go a totally different way, that they could just undermine this relationship that they're asking about altogether and start fresh, and they wouldn't be losing anything. It shows ignorance going into this relationship would be fruitless and maybe even chaotic for them, that they should go a different way. Other cards in the reading would help to dictate how bad it is. If it coupled with, say, a King of Swords upside down or the Devil card, it would talk about an abusive relationship that's unfruitful, which would only bring you chaos. You would never grow from it. As a matter of fact, it could potentially be disastrous. Okay? And so, again, you would look at the other cards with it. But, all in all, I like to look at the positive and light sides of everything. I always hope for this card to come up in the upright position for the subject that I'm reading for. Nonetheless, it's saying that, you know, a person has a lot to attain from things that are frivolous and may not be forever, you know, as long as they are positive. Okay? Well, that has been it for this edition of Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy, and I hope that you enjoyed the highlighting of this Judgment card as well as the Lover's card, and that you'll tune in with us again for another edition that will be coming up very soon. You take care of yourself and merry part. Bye-bye.